This video will show you how to replace the coolant reservoir on a Pontiac Grand Prix. This will be located on the passenger side of your engine compartment. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. Locate the coolant reservoir along the passenger side of your engine compartment. Before we start dislodging the reservoir from along the top of the strut tower, let's make our way down along the front area. You're going to find that we have our overflow hose that leads all the way over towards the radiator. We're going to separate it from its mounting point on this wiring harness first. Now, as far as this is concerned, typically you're just going to find that you have a twistable plastic clamp. We'll just twist that, and you should be able to slide it off of the wiring harness. Thorough inspection of the wiring harness. That looks good. We'll follow the hose over towards the radiator next. In this area where the hose connects to the radiator, we have a small squeezable clamp. I'm going to use some pliers so I can squeeze on the ears of the clamp, and then I'm going to slide the hose out of position. Pull that clamp down. Now, of course, we do need to break this free. If you have a hard time spinning it by hand, you can use your pliers. Just a quick inspection of that. We are replacing it. Let's make our way towards the reservoir. Along the top of the reservoir area, we have our two mounting points along the top of the strut tower. Use a 10 millimeter for each one of these nuts. Now I have my coolant reservoir hose in hand. The end is up nice and high. We can take hold of the reservoir and lift it up and out of position. There it is, friend. Now, prior to installing any brand new part, we need to clean and inspect the mounting area. As we look down along the side of the strut tower, we can see the lower mounting point here. This is just where the reservoir slides over. Just make sure it's not rotted. A little bit of rust is okay. Let's have a look up along the top. Up along the top. Quick wipe here. Make sure those studs are in good usable order as well. Now we can prepare to install the brand new coolant reservoir. Down along the bottom of that reservoir, we can see exactly where that lower stud would have to slide into. Let's get this in position. Let's start bringing this into position. We're going to have to squeeze it in between the engine and this area here. Should slide down. Now I'm aligning the lower mounting point with that stud as I mentioned. Once I have that in position there, let's focus along the top. We're just going to swing it over our two studs, press it down on there as far as possible. There we are. Now let's just continue on with our two mounting nuts. We'll rest this hose aside. We have our two mounting nuts. Just start them on there. Snug them up. Take hold of the reservoir, confirm it does not move around in any way. Now let's continue on with the hose. Now as far as our hose is concerned, we're going to go underneath our wiring harness and all the way over towards the radiator. Now in this area, I'm going to be using a wire tie to hold this in place. If you did have a clamp, you want to make sure that you have that installed as well. As far as my wire tie, I'm going to make sure I can see hose on both sides of the wire tie before fully tightening it. We'll make sure we're on that little end of the radiator. We'll make sure this is nice and tight and trim off any excess. We're going to make sure we secure this hose up against the wiring harness here. Just flex it up as necessary. We don't want it hanging down near the belt. Make sure it's tight but not restricting any coolant flow through that hose. Trim off the excess. Double check to make sure that hose is not hanging down anywhere near the serpentine belt. This looks good. Let's continue on up next to the reservoir. So as we look at the coolant reservoir, we're going to have to add coolant. We want to go approximately halfway up the coolant reservoir, so there's plenty of room inside of the reservoir for coolant to go into once things do heat up, but also plenty of coolant inside of the reservoir to draw into the cooling system as needed. With that set up along the top, we're going to open our reservoir. Once you have that open, I typically like to use a funnel in this area. You'd want to use Dexcool coolant, or you can use universal coolant, whatever's easiest for you. Now I can see that I do have my coolant level all the way up to this area, which is exactly where I want it. I'm going to remove my funnel and install the cover. Make sure that's secure. Okay friend, we finished the installation of our vehicle's coolant reservoir. Now the next thing you want to do is clean any mess from the area, double check for leaks, Close the hood, take your vehicle for a road test. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.